So the boards came in, fully populated, they work, and I'm not going to bury the lead. They work just fine. Yeah, that will work even if it's cocked. So I have it wired up to the 2 solenoids. It's working just great. Now I want to show you a couple of features that the Morlock board has. One, first of all, it's running the entire board off of the 3.7 volt LiPo cell that's in there. So there's no external power. Runs just fine. You can run as high a voltage as you want. Right now I have it programmed to 9 volts. It's going to have a 9 volt booster. Has no trouble at all maintaining stability and rate of fire. I've run it up pretty quickly. Now, next thing is the eye. I have not wired up the eye yet because, to be perfectly honest, my back is killing me. I threw it out a couple days ago and it hurts to just do this. But I wanted to show you something else today. I wanted to show you the programming interface. Now here we have a cable. Plug that in, and I'm going to put the phone down for a second so I can plug it in, because this is a two-handed operation. There, now it's plugged in. And let's run the application. This is the application that interfaces with the board to program it. Now I'm going to show you a couple of basic features. Right now, as you can see, it is programmed for dual solenoid mode. Triggers active low. If you want it to be active high, you change that box. Flipping screen is for the OLED. Here you have the timing screen. So right now you can see that the dwell on the first solenoid is 8 milliseconds if you want to raise it up. Now it's 16 milliseconds. That takes effect immediately. You can hear it sounds a little bit, boggier. And then let's put that back down to 8 milliseconds. Then what you see on the second here, this 8 milliseconds is the hold off. So you can start the bolt. This is the bolt's 50 millisecond pulse before the fire pulse ends. They are independent of each other. You can start it after or before. You can completely change this timing all you want. Of course, in single solenoid mode, it's pretty simplistic. You just have the one dwell, but dual. Of course, you can change that. The eye is disabled right now, but if it were enabled, you can change whether or not it's regular reversed. You can change the level it detects. The hold off, if we did enable it, you'd see you have some extra boxes here. This is how long the bolt will stay open after it detects a ball falling. You can set that to 0 if you want. You can set it to whatever you want. A little bit of extra here is for the eye hold off. I'll explain that probably in some documentation. It appears the 5 millisecond, that is the short cycle prevent. That means that no matter how long this pulse is, you can see it's 50 to 200 milliseconds. It could be quite a bit longer than the 12.5 balls per second that you're allowed. This says no matter what, always wait at least 5 milliseconds before you allow another cycle to begin. That way you can't short stroke the gun. Sleep timeout's pretty self-explanatory. That's the amount of time before the thing goes to sleep. You can program the voltage that you want the booster to run at. You can set it to whatever you want here. The dimmer is for the LED. Not really sure how exciting that is, but if I can run the dimmer all the way up to 8, you can see it's quite bright. You can run it down to 1 or even turn it off if you want. Anyway, I'm going to release this code, open source, everything. You can build it and run it and modify it yourself, and all of this is going to be available. Tomorrow I'm going to wire the eye up, and I have 2 more boards here to build up, which means I'm going to need 2 candidates to be guinea pigs for testing. We'll talk about that more later. I'll probably write something in a post. See you next time.